What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be one of the longer videos, ton of stuff to cover today, so stick with me. If you guys are just looking for the free pick, go skip a little bit into this video and you can find it, but I'm going to be doing probably the longest analysis I've done on this channel. It is our first not college, but our first NFL free pick in the first game of the NFL season to start us off right. So I'm going to be covering it top to bottom, going through everything I can think of. So it's going to be a longer video, but a few things to get to first, guys, before we get to this free pick in the NFL. We've been rolling up in premium. It's been a solid week. We were doing that money back guarantee. We have had a solid week. Here's some member testimonials. I'm going to throw our free pick record up there as well. This is a little outdated. We're 11-14, I believe, in our last 14 free picks. We've won 11 and lost 3 in our last 14. So the free picks have been red hot. This is our numbers in the NFL. Last year, we absolutely crushed the NFL. Player props are a big reason for this as well. But overall, guys, as a team of 5 analysts, we did 235 units in football. And just take a look at that number. That was 1 year in the NFL. So we're looking to keep it rolling, guys. NFL's our bread and butter, and we're going to start you guys off with a free pick winner. Super excited to break it down for you. A few announcements, guys. If we hit the subscriber like on YouTube of 625 subscribers, we are going to be doing a massive giveaway for you guys, including partnering with Player Profit to hook some of you guys up with funded sports betting accounts. All you got to do, like the video, subscribe, guys, and we'll be picking some people at random when we hit that subscriber goal. Along with that, I was talking about our first video to get 10 plus likes. We are going to be doing a free $5,000 funded sports betting account giveaway. 2 videos ago, got that 20 like goal, guys. You guys smashed it. Really appreciate the engagement. So we are going to be doing that on live stream, the next Discord live stream that we roll out for you guys. We are going to randomly be selecting a subscriber. That live stream is probably going to be tomorrow on Discord. If not tomorrow, it'll definitely be on Thursday. So you have until that live stream starts to subscribe, guys, for a chance to win a free $5,000 funded sports betting account. Join the Discord, hop in the live, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and give yourself a chance to win that. With all that being said, guys, we're going to move over to our Twitter account. If you guys aren't following the Twitter account, it's right here at Real Stat Bets. Also, going to be doing another massive giveaway, probably partnering with Player Profit on this one again. But once this hits 650 followers, guys, we're really close to 600. Once we hit that 650 mark, we're going to be doing another giveaway. Also, we are going to start collaborating with other big name handicappers. Some guys you might know, some guys you might not on Twitter, but we're going to be collabing with other Twitter handicappers, going to be collaborating with them and sending out some additional free picks few times a week, maybe once or twice a week, over on the Twitter for completely free. Once again, that's us partnering with some other guys to get you guys some of the best picks of the week exclusively on our Twitter. So go and follow our Twitter. We post our YouTube video links over here. We post our free pick recaps. We post, different free picks outside of the Discord and the YouTube. So make sure you're following that, guys. And last but not least, we have finally, it's actually been out for a little bit of time now. It's been out for about a month. But we have released our guide to profitable sports betting. So what this looks like, guys, is over here. It is an entire new section of the Discord. My computer is lagging out just a little bit here, but it's an entire new section of the Discord available for purchase on the WAP.com website. And what it includes, guys, is everything top to bottom that we have used in sports betting to become profitable. Once again, this is YouTube videos. These are PDF breakdowns. All of these different categories are filled top to bottom with YouTube videos, PDF documents with all of our research tools that we use, with all the analytical tools we use, and everything top to bottom that we have used to become profitable sports bettors. This also includes live streams, guys, where we cap games with you guys on live. You guys send in tips. We spend an hour or two capping games together and making sure that we are teaching you the best ways to find value on the sports betting slate. So looking forward to working with some of you guys for that. I know we've had a few signups this week for the Guide to Profitable Sports Betting. So looking forward to working with you guys, looking forward to hopping on live. And the goal is obviously to make everyone a profitable sports bettor and teach you guys how to identify value on your own. Now, we will finally move into our free pick, guys. But once again, follow the Twitter, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and go join our Guide to Profitable Sports Betting. You won't regret it. But your free pick today, or actually Thursday, is in the Thursday night football game. Ravens are taking on the Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium. This line is -3. and we are going to be on the Chiefs on the money line. Chiefs money line at minus 150. That is your official NFL free pick. I'm going to dive into this and why we like it. I'm going to cover betting trends. I'm going to cover our analytics. I'm going to cover the team matchups. I'm going to cover efficiency stats, just about everything there is to cover. I'm going to do it in this game. But if you don't want to listen to all that, it is Chiefs money line, guys, at minus 150. That will be your first free pick winner, hopefully, in the NFL. We'll start over here, guys, with the line. So as you can see, this line is -3. It actually opened May 17th. If you guys aren't familiar with NFL lines, they open basically during the season a week in advance. Typically on Sundays or Mondays, all the lines for NFL will be out for the upcoming week. Another perk of being in premium is you get all these lines very, very early before they move. That is what we preach. We preach closing line value. We preach beating lines because that will guarantee you a profit in the long run. So once again, join the premium, get the lines early. But with that being said, this line opened at -2.5 and +2.5. And honestly, the market has stayed pretty stable. It's dropped to minus 145. It's been fluctuating between that 2.5 and 3 number. Excuse me. But since August 27th, it has pretty much remained stagnant. Best line you can find this one, guys, is minus 145. There's a bunch of different lines available out there, and I'm going to pull up a line shopper for you guys shortly where you can see all the books that have this line available. But the free pick is minus 150. Once again, just want to show that the market's staying stable. There's no new information that has been coming in that is drilling this line even more accurate than it already is. So there's a ton of information already out there. The odds makers agree that this is the most accurate they are going to get this number, is this -3 spread, and just showing market stability. And I don't anticipate any line moves before this game start. So you could probably get this right now and be just fine. I would not wait, though, because NFL markets can become lucrative due to injuries and other external factors. So the sooner you get it, the better. We'll go over here just to some money splits. Something interesting to look at here is the Kansas City Chiefs are actually the underdog in terms of bet percentage. Now, this is strictly from DraftKings. On Action Network, actually, the Chiefs only have 39% of the bets against the spread. And on the money line, they are favored at 54% in terms of betting. But at FanDuel, guys, they are a significant underdog, or I guess I should say contrary to the public, which is a very, very important sign in the NFL. Something that I preach, a trend that I like, which obviously has something to do with matchups as well. It's not a blind tail, but something to look for. A red flag in football is public underdogs, whether that be money line or the spread. And as we see here, even though it's only 51% of the bets on the Ravens, a public underdog usually is going to be a death sentence. There are certain specific situations which we cover in the Guide to Profitable Sports Betting. We will teach you guys how to identify those outliers, but typically staying away from public dogs, especially early in the season, is a good idea. And what we're seeing here is the Chiefs are only getting 49% of the bets, but actually 57% of the money. Now, the common misconception with sports betting is taking this as the sharp side. Well, that is not necessarily true. The sharp side is wherever the line is moving to. As sharps move the lines, money does not. And that is why reverse line movement is a concept that a lot of people believe, when in reality, reverse line movement is a very minor part of sports betting. But just to emphasize the early week 1 action, is the majority of it is on the Ravens. I don't like being on the public side, even though, it's not a big part of my handicapping process in week 1, just to avoid that public viewpoint and some recency bias. The Chiefs are coming off a Super Bowl win, and they are, not the public side in this game. So something interesting. Next, we will move into the odds and where to shop this line. So as you can see here, guys, I pulled up a little odd screen for you guys to be able to shop the best line here. Depending on where you're located, if you're in a state that has a ton of onshore availability, you have access to DraftKings, FanDuel, MGM, you're probably going to have more options than other people. But just for the purpose of showing you guys where the best lines are, as you can see, a lot of books are holding this at -150. You can get that on ESPN Bet, MGM, Bet365. But it appears the best line is actually on the Hard Rock. So if you are in a state that has Hard Rock availability, that -145 is a price snag. So go ahead and get that if you can. Offshore books, I'd have to take a look for you, but I believe Bovada is holding this number at -150. I think BetUS is holding this at -145. So those are two good alternative options if you have to resort to offshore books. Next, we're going to move into the trends section of this YouTube video. Now, if you're a big trends person, that is totally fine for NFL. It's a good baseline, a good norm. You have to remember that Every game in a sport is an independent variable, an independent outcome that is separate from trends. However, with large sample sizes and with specific scenarios, trends are a good indicator of what could possibly happen in the game. So for those purposes, we will be covering some trends for you guys. Once again, if you want access to all these websites and know how to use them effectively, they are available for free, but we cover them in depth. We show you exactly where they are and how to utilize them in our guide to profitable sports betting. So once again, going to plug that, guys. If you want all these websites in a PDF document and how to use them, go over there, make it super convenient for you. But we will start with non-division rankings. As we can see here, the Kansas City Chiefs in non-division games, KC Chiefs are the number one ranked team with an MOV of 3, which is insane. That is 1.1 higher than the second best team, which is Jacksonville. And as we can see here, Baltimore's good as well. They're 8th, but the Chiefs just blow people out of the water in non-division games. A lot of this is due to they're a very, very good travel team. Andy Reid is a really good coach on the road, but just showing that Kansas City shows up and performs in non-division games is a really big factor in this one, because non-division games, sometimes the teams can come out flat, but that is not the case with the Chiefs. We'll go to a basic win-loss trend here with the Chiefs. Now, some of these trends are against the spread, but still good indicators for the money line. As we can see here, at home, as a favorite at home, the Kansas City Chiefs are only 5-4, but they have a 55.6% win percentage and a 7.7 MOV, and against the spread, they're plus 1.1, so that is their average covering margin is 1.1, so still all good numbers. Now, something to notice here with the Chiefs is they were 5-4 at home games on the money line last year as well, 5-4, but every single game that they were favored by 3 or more, and they ended up winning the game, they also covered the spread. If they did not cover the spread, they actually lost the game outright. So that's an interesting angle here for the Chiefs. Typically a very, very good home team, and Arrowhead is one of the harder stadiums to play in. I expect this place to be absolutely rocking on Thursday. And this is more impressive when you take a look at their strength of schedule last year. So last year they were 5-4 at home, but their strength of schedule was very, very tough. So as we can see here, 2.0 as a strength of schedule. They had one of the harder schedules in the NFL, and this also takes into conversion. So how many of those games were they winning? How many were close? Et cetera, et cetera. They were ranked 1 for the majority of the season, typically because they were a very dominant team last year, and they were competing with very top-notch teams. They were covering spreads. They looked good in and out, and they had one of the harder schedules to begin with. So that is something to look at. The Chiefs do perform well, and they usually come out firing against good teams. Now, Baltimore is, I believe they're 5th, I think, in terms of Super Bowl odds, 5th to win it. If they're top 6, this plays right into this Chiefs power rating of schedule and rating for strength of schedule. So something to look at there as well. And then we'll also go over here to just some generic trends for you guys and just show you exactly how good Mahomes and Andy Reid are against the spread. So Mahomes is 15-4 straight up and 11-8 against the spread in September, 5-1 in straight up, so win-loss, 5-1 in openers. So 5-1 Mahomes week 1 openers, and going over by 7.2 points per game. So they're covering, they're winning, and they're covering by a lot in week 1 openers. Once again, Mahomes 5-1. As a Chiefs head coach, Andy Reid is 7-4 against the spread and 9-2 straight up in season openers. Now, obviously, we know the Chiefs are going for that three-peat, but the 5 teams where they had the same coach and QB prior after going back-to-back, those 5 teams are 54-22 straight up, but only 30-46 against the spread. So a specific reason that we are targeting this money line here, this trend has something to do with it. These spreads typically can be inflated. You just won the Super Bowl. You might be favored by a lot of points if your team didn't change much. The Chiefs team honestly didn't change a whole lot. They still have their 2 best weapons, which are Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. So 54-22 straight up on the money line with a crazy ROI of around 9% makes this play at minus 155 totally worth it. all the way up to actually minus 165. That is what the math says here. Next, we're going to take a look at the teams. Now, we'll take a look at these two teams head-to-head, some of their weaknesses, some of their strengths, how both of them can improve, or if they chose to do so at all. So, ranked second best entering the 2024 NFL season this year are the Chiefs, and they were ranked fifth best in terms of roster entering the 2023 season last year. And obviously, they got the Super Bowl. They won with, some might say, a subpar roster. They were weak in wide receiver. That was one of their biggest weaknesses, wide receiver and offensive line. So what did they do to improve? Well, they went out and they got Xavier Worthy in the draft. He's a stud. I think he's going to have a breakout year. Hollywood Brown, they also acquired another downfield super shifty guy Patrick Mahomes will be able to find. And Rashee Rice, he should have a breakout season. He's the X factor here for the Chiefs. He was possibly facing a suspension, but he will be available for the entire 2024 season. So they were weak at wide receiver. They went out and brought in two key pieces, and they should be better there now. Their only major loss was L'Jarius Sneed, and despite what some people might think, the Chiefs' defense was actually very, very good last year. Here's a head-to-head comparison of the Ravens' offense and the Chiefs' defense. The only major loss, again, was L'Jarius Sneed. They still have Trent McDuffie, George Karlaftis. They have a bunch of guys returning on that defensive side of the ball, so they should be stout there again. Now, their biggest weakness, debatable with wide receiver, was their offensive line play. So they had two offensive linemen with sub-60 PFF ratings. However, Donovan Smith was one of those guys, and he is now a free agent looking to be replaced by Kingsley Samachia, I believe. I'm going to butcher that. Or Wanya Morris. Both of those guys should be improvements from Donovan Smith last year. So the Chiefs went out and they made improvements to their offensive side of the ball to complement Patrick Mahomes and what he's doing. Now the Ravens, entering the 2024 NFL season, once again, according to PFF, have only the fifth best roster. Where the Ravens excelled last year was the ground game. We know Lamar Jackson can run it. They had a plethora of running backs in that running back room that were able to get the job done. But it was an interesting move. They go out and they get Derrick Henry, who's debatably past his prime, and I don't know how much better he's going to make the Ravens' ground game as opposed to they already were. So some interesting moves here from the Ravens. Don't see any improvements in the ground game. They didn't really target any of their weaknesses, which is wide receiver. They had basically no wide receivers last year. Similar to the Chiefs, they were in a tough position with the wide receiver weakness. Rashad Bateman hasn't been the guy we thought he would be. Obviously, Hollywood Brown isn't there anymore. And they're missing some guys at wide receiver. They didn't draft any. They didn't really get any in the free agent market. So maybe they're going to have to rely on guys like Devontae Walker. I'm not sure. But the Ravens didn't go out and they didn't improve where they needed to improve. As we can see here, another head-to-head rating of the Chiefs offense and the Ravens defense. Ravens defense should be stout. They should be just fine again. But what I really like about this is the Chiefs tried to improve their weaknesses. And to me, it seems like the Ravens did not. And with all that being said, guys, all that taking into account for this first NFL Thursday Night Football game, your free pick is the Chiefs on the money line. Once again, guys, drop a comment, subscribe, go over to the Twitter, go subscribe over there as well. Get yourself some more free picks. A lot of stuff coming over there, some giveaways coming, and hop into the Guide to Profitable Sports Betting with us, guys. We are going to be teaching you guys the ins and out of NFL season all year long and looking to do similar as to what we did last year in terms of NFL profitability. With all that, guys, best of luck as always. We'll see you in the next free pick. Peace.